guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be doing my video a little different than I normally do, and the reason for that is I actually don't have a reason for that. I guess I'm just lazy, or I just wanted to kind of change it up and make things a little different. It is early in the morning, so I have to talk quietly because Tamara's still asleep. And I didn't tell her I was going to get up and record, so if she comes barging out of the bedroom and makes a lot of noise, then I'm sorry. Anyway, so I've started a series of paintings on black canvases with a subject matter, as if the animal and the subject matter is on like a studio photo shoot. I know that would never actually be real because it would be really hard to get an elephant in the studio and stand there correctly. It's hard enough to get a human to do that. But anyway, that's the kind of style that I'm going for. I'm going to do a series like this. It's called the Wilderness series. Now, I was going to do a gorilla as my second painting in the series because the first painting in this series was the elephant. If you guys haven't watched that video, click right here above my imaginary finger that you can't see, and it's going to be in the top left-hand corner. Top left, no, right-hand corner. I think it's going to be right. Never mind. Anyway, so I was going to do a gorilla, and then I couldn't find a good picture of a gorilla or an ape or a monkey or something like that. Couldn't find one that could be a good subject matter. And then I had an idea of a leopard. Well, the only problem with a leopard is it's black and it's on a black canvas. So what I had to do is, as you can see, I'm kind of painting the white reflection of the light off of the panther. So it's kind of like an inverted thing. Now, the first part of this painting, I'm painting strictly white on the flat black. Now, this is something that the canvas comes in as a flat black. It doesn't come in gloss. So it's more of a gray color. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to paint the white right on top of this. But I had an idea, and I was kind of toying around with this idea of putting a gloss black paint on the leopard. Well, I got through painting the entire leopard, all the features and whatever, got through about, I don't know, one day of work, just kind of blocking in the leopard. And then I realized that I did not like the way the face was structured. There was a couple things about it that were off. I couldn't figure out what it was. That's one of the most annoying things when you're painting, by the way, is when you can't figure out what is wrong with something, because the first step in fixing a problem is realizing you have one, or the first step in fixing a painting is realizing what is wrong. And when you can't figure out what it is, it's maddening. So I was sending the picture to a bunch of people going, hey, what's wrong with this painting? And everyone was like, it's a painting. I don't know. No, I'm just kidding. There was a lot of people that gave me a lot of great suggestions. But I finally figured out that going gloss with the leopard was going to be a good idea. So I decided I was going to use gloss paint to paint over the leopard. Now, what I'm doing right here is actually kind of blocking in the eyes. Now, unfortunately, I did not get the first process of me painting gloss black. As you can see, I just cut right to the eyes, and it's kind of hard to tell, but I've already put a lot of the gloss black on the cat at this point. His features have already been adjusted, and I have no idea where in the world that video clip went. I would have put it in the video, but it vanished, and I don't know where it went. So all I have is this point where I'm just painting his eye. And the eyes in this particular painting were very difficult for no apparent reason. I could not figure out why. Like, it made no sense why the eyes were so difficult. But I have noticed that if I'm working with a blurry subject matter picture, like if I grab a picture off of the internet or something like that, and it's very low quality and it's really grainy, it's really hard for me to kind of get an accurate idea of an eye, because I haven't seen enough leopard eyes in person to kind of get a good portfolio in my mind of what they're supposed to look like. I'm not really too adept in the art of leopard eyes. Although I would get a leopard in my life if I could. That is the thing that I've always wanted. I want a big black leopard. Like, apparently they get like 4 feet long. and they're like almost 4 feet tall. No. They get like 4 feet tall and like 6 feet long. Massive. Everybody tells me I'm crazy when I want one, but I do want one. Anyway, back to the painting. So what I did just right there, as you saw, I just splatted paint on the canvas. Now, the most effective way of making kind of rain or mist or snow, which is what this painting is. A lot of people have thought it was rain or stars or mist. No, I wanted it to kind of be snowing because that was kind of the idea that I had in my head that was kind of rattling around. But I couldn't figure out the best way of implementing it. So I tried where you take the brush in your hand and you just kind of like flick the whole paintbrush. Well, the problem with that is if you don't have the perfect amount of paint versus water ratio, it will splatter very, very badly. I know that's probably not the right way to say that, but it will splatter and it will make it look really horrible. So that's why I had to go back and kind of make it go away. But I also had to make and paint over the entire canvas after I put the stars on. I mean, not the stars, the snow on first, because I did it way too frequent, and I don't know what it is, but it's really difficult to make snow or like water glistenings on the water not look like a grid. Like, I don't know why that is, but it's really hard to make it look natural and real. I was joking around for a while that the hardest part of this painting was actually making the snow look real, and it was really hard. And a lot of people had told me that I had way too much snow on the leopard's head, so that's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm doing right here, is where I'm putting the gloss black over the top of the white to kind of get rid of some of those snow flakes on his head. But then I eventually came back and added more back in where I wanted it. And that's probably the one main and only tip I really have for this video, is when you feel like you can't figure out what's wrong with something and something is not working, don't give up on it. If you believe in the project and it's something you want to do, don't throw in the towel. Keep working on it, keep adjusting it, and eventually you're going to figure out what is wrong with the painting. And what I figured out was wrong with this painting was a combination of two things. Well, actually a combination of three things. The snow on the leopard's head and around him was way too much. Like, it was too overbearing. It looked like glitter. Also, he needed to be gloss black. And thirdly, if you're painting an animal with fur, there is no shortcut to making it look real. You literally have to get a long, thin zero and paint in almost every hair. It is arduous, it is time-consuming, and it is annoying unless you like doing that. That's the only way to make it look real. And I had to paint the whiskers and repaint the whiskers, which was it was kind of difficult. It's hard to make the whiskers look real, but there's also something you can paint right over the top of them, and that's one of the things I love about acrylic, is you just wait a few minutes and you can paint right over whatever you've messed up. And that was one of the things that I couldn't really get into oils about, because you had to be so much more precise with things, and there was no room for error really, because if you messed up, you had to wait 3 weeks before the thing would dry, unless of course you're using dry linseed oil, which I only used once before I went to acrylic. I'm an acrylic fan. A lot of people ask me what kind of medium I use. Also, right here, I apologize for my gigantic noggin being in the way of everything, because I didn't realize that my head was in the way. I do apologize for that. Everyone can now see my little pointy piece of hair that's sticking down in the back of my neck, because I haven't had a haircut in a while. I need a haircut. It's been a while. Anyway, back to the painting. So I'm painting in Whiskers right now, and his little eyelashes. Then I finally figured out the best way of applying the stars. You had to go very slowly, and you take a tiny brush. It's a round. It's not the smallest round. You get the right amount of water and white paint, and you take the brush and you flick it. Actually, you're taking it and bending it towards you and letting it go, and it will splatter nicely on the canvas. And that's the best way that I found to apply the snow. Now, this was the first time I've ever tried this, and I think this is a gloss coat. Yeah, it's a gloss clear coat. It looks white, and it was drying purple, which scared me because I thought that it was going to make it look real purplish, but it didn't end up doing that, and it dried clear. And basically I put the clear coat only on the cat, so the cat itself is gloss, and it made it look really deep. Like, it made it look like it was 3,000, like a black hole is basically what it looked like on the canvas, and it made it look really cool. But then, of course, once I painted it all the way down, it looked really strange, so I had to come back in with that flat and kind of make it look like there was some bushes. He was standing in bushes. And then I came back over with a little bit of white. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. If you guys would like to follow me on any of my social media accounts, go to Kempter Canvas on Instagram, kempterkanvas.com, and Chris Kempter on every other platform you can think of. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and check out my shorts on YouTube. And I hope you have enjoyed this painting. Please go check out my other paintings. Thank you. And I have successfully finished this video without Tamara waking up, I think. Got my fingers crossed.